Well, I want to say this because I think a lot of people just don't think long term. I don't know how many guys used to have classic cars. You hear this all the time. You go down to one of the classic car meets over here in Florida. They'll have them every month, and you'll hear like, "Oh yeah, I used to have one of those." And well, really, well, I sold it. What happened? Usually you'll hear the excuse, "Yeah, I was married" or something like that, or was getting married or whatever. One guy knew he had a 50 Mercury. He knew how to weld. He knew how to do all custom stuff. Got rid of it when he got married. I'm thinking, well, when you're 65, 7 years old, how come you ain't back there doing this stuff again? Well, I got to go get the kitchen remodeled. We got to get this done. We got to get we. What about you, buddy? But anyway, if you would have bought this car back in 1970, this is 1970 Cuda, convertible 440, this would have been worth many times more than the original. That's, you don't even want to think about the money per se, but it would have been a smart buy. And you could have swapped it for something maybe not as cool as this, but and kept the extra money too. But the thing is, once you're being told what to do, you're going to be told what to do forever, and that's part of the deal. So when you get that damn kitchen, you look at this kitchen. All it does is make food. And personally, if that was my kitchen, it would be full. These would be drawers that opened up with ratchets and stuff like this. I'd pull the bike in there. It wouldn't just be for food at all. The kitchen should not just be for food. It should be for bike parts and car parts too. Because I often watch car parts in the sink. So it's the way it goes, man. But what do you do with this damn kitchen? This kitchen's going to get depreciated to about nothing. It's just going to be a stupid kitchen. It's not going to do anything. Same with damn living rooms. Whereas if you got a 1970 Mach 1 back in 1970, you got a gem that's going to last forever. And if you ever part it with it, you're going to have major, major bucks. That kitchen, it's just nothing but a money pit. And how many guys were told what to do because their wives are the better money managers, and I really sincerely doubt it. Now, the only problem is with getting some of these classic rides, you got to actually put some work into them to keep them up. And but the thing is, it doesn't mean you're going to go without the woman. You know what I mean? That's just how it goes. It's just how it goes anyway. But sometimes, I don't know, people get into contract for their lives. It's like the act 180 degrees away from the Muslim world here in the United States. It goes from one extreme to the other. In the Muslim world, the men are ridiculously freaking overbearing on the women, but in the Western world, it seems to be the other way around. The men can't do a damn thing. A lot of them can. I don't know what the hell the deal is. I don't know what the hell the problem is, but when you're looking at something like this, back in the day, 57 Chevy today would have been worth big bucks, and it's still got utility all those years. The other thing is, too, motorcycles. You could park them in your living room. You could do donuts. You could put oak floors down or whatever. And to me, it's a piece of decor. And, I don't see what the deal is. And instead of doing a remodeled kitchen, you got things like this. An awesome freaking decorated workshop with the toolboxes and everything like that for your custom Harley Davidson. But you know what's going on today in the West, except for certain niches. I don't know what the deal is, but the males are just being told what the hell to do, except for certain niches. Now, you take a club like this, the Warlocks down here in Florida, Orlando, Florida. It's like a club that you just do your own thing. Now, I personally, I don't understand everything about what goes on in clubs at all. I don't understand it at all, but, my personal opinion on the deal is, just my opinion. There's so much garbage coming about from Uncle Sam and the government that the clubs ought to collude together and work together against the kind of encroachment of our freedoms that are going on versus, starting warfare over turf, because what happens then is they got the yo-yos on the top, got a way to freaking do stuff to you. They got excuses to do stuff to you. Now, actually, this one, I remember because my sister was... the best man was pagans, and there's pagans, but they're all deceased today. Actually, that was back at her wedding. She's like the only survivor from those pictures back at the wedding, man. But I could tell you that this is the one I used to think was New Jersey all the way. It's actually Philadelphia. I used to think, well, I'm from New Jersey, so I thought it was New Jersey. I didn't know no better. But the thing is, You know, people are being told what to do here, left and right, and there's only, you know, like the males today are getting to be ridiculously. You know, I don't know what the hell the deal is. They're like the opposite of Muslims, but what's going on is, you know, they're making a lot of stupid financial decisions, and to me, you'd be smarter keeping the bike, keeping the car, and you know, there's a hell of a lot more money in that in a lot of ways because it's got this hidden wealth that nobody really knows about, and that's what you really want to do. So anyway, keep it on a tradition because I gotta say this, you know, a lot of people made a lot of mistakes back getting rid of stuff like this because they decided to get a kitchen because so and so wanted a kitchen, so and so wanted a living room set, so and so wanted a freaking dining room set or vacation or some other bullshit. And you know, where is it? It's nowhere. But if you had this, you'd still have it. And if you had that, you'd have this anyway. You'd have that anyway. So, I don't know. I'm just putting this out here for a public service announcement. I don't know if this is going to be... I'm just telling you, man. I'm just telling you straight up what I think about all the bull garbage that's going on here in the United States, man. It's like the opposite of the Islamic world. The Islamics are extreme one way. Over here, it's extreme the other way. The males are pretty much freaking owned, except for, like, certain niche elements, like, say, the warlocks... I don't know, the Mongols, or, you know, I'm thinking of gangs, but I mean, maybe not just the gangs, but I remember the pagan, well, I don't remember the pagan, I only knew of a couple of them because of my sister's wedding, but she's the only survivor. I'll tell you one thing, though, you get in these kind of deals, it's like not usually a long-lived situation. I know that because they're all deceased today, believe it or not. They're all deceased, so I don't know, there's a happy medium, but I personally long for the days of freedom in the United States and, you know, getting rid of the PW, that's all over the place. And the deal is, you know, it's got to be a happy medium between PW and Islamic screwballs. That's the way I look at it, a happy medium between the two. But, you know, I tell you the truth, just to sidetrack on this thing, these clubs, man, I don't know. I don't understand. I mean, I do understand, you know, you know, there's a common enemy now. It's called the big overbearing freaking control freak government. And wait till Hillary Clinton comes in, man. Talk about freedoms going out the freaking door, and talk about PW. That's gonna be terrible. So, anyway, just putting this out here because all you guys that freaking sold these classic cars and bikes way back when. You screwed up. You screwed up because you would have had whatever you got now anyway. You would have still had the same thing. Same thing. Plus you would have had, you know, the classic iron too besides.